Hello and welcome. So in this video, we're going to talk about powers and the different parts of power and exponentiation and what that means. So you've probably seen numbers like this before, where you have a number and at the upper right side of that number, you have a smaller number. Well, this smaller number has a title. It's called an exponent. And our larger number has a title as well. It's called the base or the base number. So what's happening between our exponent and our base? Well, there's an operation taking place called exponentiation, which happens between our base and our exponent. So our exponent 4 is a command. So what is that command? Well, think of your basic operations: subtraction, addition, division, and multiplication. Those are all commands asking us to do a specific thing. Well, our exponent 4 here is asking us to do something as well. So before we get into that, think of a multiplication problem. 7 multiplied by 4. Well, our multiplication symbol is asking us to do something. So what is our operation of multiplication asking us to do? That's right. It's asking us to take the number 7 and to add it 4 times. So multiplication is asking us to take the first factor and to add it a certain number of times. And that certain number of times is the second factor. So 7 multiplied by 4 is 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. But of course, it's much easier to write 7 multiplied by 4. Or 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. If I were to ask you to write this in a shorter way, you would, of course, say 3 multiplied by 4. So multiplication, again, it is a command. It is asking us to add our first factor a certain number of times. And that certain number of times is our second factor. So that's what multiplication is. It is repeated addition. So let's go back to our base 3 and exponent 4 and ask the question again. What is the exponent 4 asking us to do? Well, just as with multiplication, it is repeated addition. Exponentiation is repeated multiplication. So what that means is, in this case, we're going to take the number 3 and we're going to multiply it 4 times. 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 is the expanded version of 3 to the 4th power. So 3 along with the index 4 is known as the power. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is the expanded version of that power. And when we calculate it, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And 27 times 3 is 81. Our final answer is called the value of the power. So our exponent tells us how many copies of the base need to be multiplied. And that's really important to remember because a very common mistake that happens is that the base and exponent are multiplied together. And that is incorrect. So again, always remember the exponent tells us how many copies of the base are to be multiplied. These two are not to be multiplied by each other. Another common mistake or misunderstanding is what power means. So many people believe the exponent is the power. But which part is the power? Is it the 3 or the 4? The truth is neither. As we already stated, the exponent represents the number of times the base is to be multiplied. But power consists of two parts. It consists of both base and exponent together. That is the power. So let's try a couple examples together. I'm going to give you a base and exponent, 5 to the third power, and I would like for you to expand it and tell me the value. So let's expand it first, 5 to the third power. That's right. That's 5 times 5 times 5. So now that we've expanded the power, calculate the value of 5 to the third power. That's correct, 125. So 5 to the third power expanded is 5 times 5 times 5, and the value of 5 to the third power is 125. Great job. Let's try 4 to the third power. So 4 to the third power expanded is 4 times 4 times 4. Well done. So what is the value of 4 to the third power? That's right, 64. Excellent job. So let's take everything we just learned and apply it to this addition problem. Now, for this, you're going to need to remember order of operations. So if you need to, go back and watch my video where I explain order of operations. So with order of operations, exponents comes before addition. So that means we're going to solve 3 to the third power first, 4 to the second power first, and we're going to take our answers and add them together, starting with 3 to the third power. So 3 to the third power expanded is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, and 9 multiplied by 3 is 27. So 27 is the value of 3 to the third power. Next, 4 to the second power expanded is 4 multiplied by 4, which is 16. So 16 is the value of 4 to the second power. So now we're going to take both of those answers and we're going to add them together. 27 plus 16 equals 43. Excellent job. Thank you for watching this video on powers and exponentiation. I'll see you in the next video.